accused of stealing my ex-husband from his fiancée. Plus update. Original post. My ex-husband, male 40 and I, female 41, separated 4 years ago. It was I who asked for the divorce, but we had a lot of problems and we both knew that we weren't compatible anymore. My biggest issue was that he never was there for me, nor was he understanding. It was after our daughter, female 6, was born. He never helped me and he just went on life like it was before she was born. Nothing was the same after our daughter was born, of course, and I couldn't reach him. We fought all the time. I was suffering from depression and weight gain, and I felt awful about myself. I probably wasn't easy to handle either. The divorce was amicable, and he proved all my worries wrong that he would neglect our daughter, since it felt like he wasn't willing to adapt to his new role as a father after her birth. But no, I was happy that he proved me wrong and that he turned out to be a great father to our daughter. But at the same time, I wish he would have stepped up earlier when we were still together. He started seeing his fiancée, female 31, about 3 years ago. This killed me because I still loved him very much. But I wanted to be happy for him for our daughter's sake, so I pretended I was just that. After a while, he introduced her to my daughter and she seemed to be nice. And she was very good with my daughter and loved her. And my daughter seemed to really like her, so I was at least relieved that she is a good person who cared about my child. I never told anyone about my feelings and regrets, but kept it to myself because it is my own doing, and now I take the responsibility. About 6 months ago, when my ex was dropping off our daughter, he told me that he was engaged. I felt like I wanted to pass out, and I don't even remember how I managed to pull myself together and put on a smile to congratulate him. I cried for weeks afterwards. I didn't even know what I was expecting, but I was devastated. A few weeks after, I met my ex-husband's sister at the grocery store and she asked me how I felt. I felt my tears welling up, and all she needed to do was to hold my hand for me to burst out crying. She asked me if I still loved him, and I tried to act happy for his sake, but she probably wasn't convinced. My ex was a bit changed afterwards, and at first I thought I was imagining things. While we've always been cordial towards each other, he was more chatty now and he made excuses to stay longer during drop-offs. And even a couple of times, I thought that he made sure to arrive around dinner to ask if he could stay because he was hungry. Then a few weeks later, the sister showed up at my place with my ex-husband, and she told us that we needed to talk. He said that he never knew that I still loved him, and that he still loved me too. If he knew, he would never have tried to move on. Later I heard that he ended his engagement. His mother called me, even before I knew he had ended his engagement, to tell me that I was the a-hole for ruining his happiness. That I broke his heart, and now I waited for him to find a good woman who could give him a good future, a better future with more children, to just pick him up again. Also, his fiancée sent me many DMs calling me an old witch who was using my daughter and his love for her to take him. That I'm pathetic and desperate, and he only thinks about our daughter. I feel bad because his ex has been nothing but good towards me, and she lost 3 years on him. Am I the a-hole? I didn't answer the ex-fiancé and I haven't spoken to him yet. He is asking me out on dates and is talking about counseling so we don't make same mistakes again. I feel so guilty. Now for the top advice before reading the update. Well, communication for the win. His suggestion of counseling is a good one. You can both learn to, like his sister, get to the heart of the issue. I wouldn't feel guilty if I were you. Feel badly for his ex? Sure. And speaking of communicating, your ex needs to do that with his mother if you are going to pursue this new improved relationship with your ex. And he needs to be direct and succinct. It would have been better if the communication won before the divorce, but better late than never, I guess. OP, I think you two need to have a coffee date to set the rules going forward. Agree to counseling then, and make sure the first session happens before any further dates. And no telling your daughter anything before you two are 100% sure it is real. Don't go getting her hopes up, only to split up again, especially if she really liked the ex-fiancé. She has been through enough negativity because of the decisions made by her parents. Please minimize any further hurt. During those counseling sessions, make sure you tell him what you wrote here. That the reason you asked for a divorce was because he let you down by making you feel like a single mother with no help, and that you felt he wasn't ready for parenthood because he never stepped up and showed you otherwise until the divorce forced him to. Please don't let communication break down again. Even if you two don't get back together, the therapy is still a good idea for you two to learn how to parent as a team, for your daughter's sake. I don't think you did anything wrong. Had his sister not asked you that specific question, you probably would have took it to the grave and let him move on. Come to find, it felt the same. It was fate, babe. He did the right thing and ended it with her, and is now trying to move forward with you. That's amazing and so healthy. You both have grown and see your mistakes. Now you can start something new with each other. Go for it. Wishing you all the best. You can bottle up your emotions for only so long. Ex-sister-in-law pulled a pin and your feelings exploded. In a way, is that your fault? Ex-fiancé is hurting and lashing out. That's understandable. Acceptable? No. But she deserves a little leeway for now. Eventually, she will realize that she dodged a bullet. No self-respecting woman wants to be the second fiddle to a man's true love, which seems to be you. Mother-in-law needs to watch herself. Apparently, she has forgotten that you're still the mother of her grandchild. She keeps wagging that vicious tongue and she's not going to like the consequences. You need to put a stop to that immediately. That BS can easily carry over to your daughter. Hopefully, some time and a whole lot of healing will resolve the hurts and broken hearts. Take your time venturing forward and make sure this is definitely what you want. Yep, ex-fiancé is clearly upset now, but she will soon realize that it's better the wedding was called off earlier and she didn't need to go through a messy divorce or feel like a third wheel in her own marriage. Now for the update. Thank you all for your support. I didn't expect the majority to be on my side and I want to make a little update. My ex-husband has been spending more time with me, often without the knowledge of our daughter, because we don't want to confuse her in case this doesn't work out. I love him so much, so I don't know why I'm so terrified. We have also had a couple of therapy sessions together to talk. We will continue with therapy. My husband's sister has been the one taking care of our daughter when we are seeing each other. We go on walks, dinner dates, and therapy. On Christmas, he spent the day with us. There were some problems because he was supposed to celebrate with his parents, my daughter and his sister and her family. Mother-in-law refused to include me, so he ended up asking me if we could celebrate at my place. Sister-in-law chose to celebrate with us instead. I had my sister and her family too. Our daughter was very happy about this, since he has been staying for dinner a few days a week with our daughter. We are frightened about how to proceed. I am afraid to mess up my daughter. Our plan is for him to move in with us or that we move to a new house together as a fresh start. Only problem is that my husband's ex refuses to leave his apartment, and we are gonna need to sell both properties to be able to have one bigger house to a new start. What do you think? Are we hurting our daughter? Anyone here who is or has been in the same situation and can tell me what children think about their parents be together after growing up with them apart? Are we taking it slowly enough? Info, how old is your daughter? Does she remember a point in her life when y'all were together? Was she aware and knowledgeable when y'all split the first time? She is 6. No, she doesn't remember us being a family. She was 20 months old when her dad and I separated. This is good then. Given her age, she doesn't really have a firm grasp on what normal would be, and probably doesn't comprehend how different your relationship before was versus now, versus in the future when y'all potentially move in together. Since she won't have anything to compare it to, you should be able to keep it a pleasant experience for her. I'd recommend not delving into the relationship terms. No 6-year-old really understands what dating or monogamous, boyfriend, or even relationship is. Keep it in terms she naturally understands. Like mom and dad are spending more time together. Dad's gonna start coming over for dinner more often. If you're both 100% sure you're getting back together and want to stay in your house or get a new house, ask your daughter. Would you like to move to a new house? Would you like daddy to be with us? I see no harm in asking your daughter her feelings on the situation now. I'm not saying give her your full history, but getting her feelings and thoughts out there. She may have questions, and letting her know that she can ask anything and that all her feelings are valid may also make you and your partner feel a bit better moving forward. But if you both don't know or ask your daughter, you may be going slower than necessary. From my point of view, if you and your partner are both together with your daughter in a happy household, and your daughter is happy when you're both around, don't panic too much. You can always have mommy/daddy-daughter days out, as she is probably used to that from when you were separated. And it'll be a fun thing for her to have all the attention of just one parent for the day. I think a new house would be a lovely adventure for you all sort of stamp a new life. Make fun plans to travel and never stop communicating. Have relaxed conversations, cuddle up about thoughts and feelings, make sure you're both doing all you can so you both feel validated. This is a second chance. Grab it with both hands. I can imagine there will be drama from his mother and ex, so this is the time where you both need to be strong together and make sure you both work as a team to deal with it together. Good luck. If I ask my daughter, she would be more than thrilled. The times her father stays for dinner, she is just so happy. She almost lives with me full-time now, because he rents a room since his ex still refuses to leave his apartment. She has her own apartment, but still wouldn't leave his. I guess we are both terrified of moving forward, because we don't want to hurt our daughter. Isn't it manipulative if I ask her if daddy can move in when she knows that I want him to? I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking things. The therapist said as much. We do a lot of family activities together now. The three of us, and she enjoys it very much. I don't know. This whole thing's only have been 8 months since he proposed to his ex, to us trying to reconcile. Maybe stay like this for a few more months with a few more therapy sessions. Last story. My sister slept with my boyfriend and I sent her a really cruel message that I don't regret at all. Sorry, but this post will have a lot of bad energy, and I'm terrible at writing in English, so if anyone is going to read a post, I'm sorry for all the errors that are likely to be in a post. So a few days ago, I, female 25, found out that my sister, 24 female, has been sleeping with my boyfriend, now ex 25 male, for 1 year or probably more. We dated for 3 years. They always had a close relationship, but I obviously took it as something innocent. I don't like video games, but my sister does. So they talked a lot by text and I thought it was about games they like. Until I found out that no, they talked a lot about their secret dates while I was working and in college. I found pictures, videos, and a lot of other disgusting things in the chats between my ex and my sister. My pathetic sister found pleasure in asking my pathetic ex all the time if she's smarter or prettier than me. She even compared our private parts. What the heck? We're both pretty, but she's actually thinner and prettier than me. And even if she's an introvert, she has her group of friends, so I really don't understand where she got so much venom towards me. Our parents never compared us or anything like that, and she was always the one asking my ex to compare both of us in the chats. The first thing I did was throw all of my ex-boyfriend's things out of the apartment. I insulted him in 1,000 ways, and I kept the PC that I gave him for Christmas. I didn't speak a single word to my sister for over a week, and she didn't contact me like the coward she is. Until yesterday, when she sent me a message trying to justify herself by saying that it was a mistake. Yes, a mistake that lasted more than a year. And that I should forgive her because we're sisters, blah blah blah. At one point I thought, should I be the mature person in this situation who doesn't let resentment speak for her? But then I realized that I've never been that kind of person. I took my phone and wrote a long message to my sister that I would love to write here, but I'm sure that I would break the rules since I called her out in every possible way, and I wrote a lot of personal things too. I told her how much of a failure she is, and how she has always envied me, and that's why she needed to feel what it's like to be me for a second of her sad life. She sent me a voice message crying and saying that she's in a very weak moment mentally, but she's still with him, LMAO, and that I shouldn't make her feel worse and that she regrets it. I just reacted to her message with cry laugh emoji. I didn't even hear the long voice message until the end. Was it a low thing to attack her with all her flaws? Yes. But it's lower to betray your sister and believe that she's going to forgive you just because you share blood with her. Honestly, I feel really good after sending her that message and feel that it was therapeutic to take out everything I feel to give closure to that. By the way, I've never used a PC for gaming, but I'm looking for tutorials on YouTube about how to download The Sims. I helped my sister in every moment of her life. I literally fought for her when she was being bullied during high school. I helped her thousands of times to make friends. I even accompanied her everywhere she wanted. It is a betrayal that really hurts, and I will never forgive. Never. It hurts me that she slept with someone I loved, but it hurts me a lot all the things I read in those chats. How she enjoyed watching him compare me to her, or how she asked him about personal things about our relationship just to laugh at it. She's dead to me, and my parents knows it. I don't even care if I'm a bad person like them. This is something I can't forgive, and I don't even feel bad for my reaction. What do your parents have to say about this mess? How is she justifying a year of cheating with her sister's boyfriend and keeping him? My mother was disgusted, and my father was angry, but they only comforted me until I left their house. I don't know what they talked to my sister about afterwards, and I don't want to ask, but they will probably cut contact with her. She just said that it was a mistake, and in a voice message, she only talked about how weak she feels mentally and that she has been having anxiety attacks. Even though I didn't hear the full audio because it lasts 4+ minutes, and I was getting even more angry with her just wanting to be the victim. So I stopped the audio almost in the end. She never explained why she said all those ugly things about me, because everything was about her having anxiety attacks. I want you to remember how pathetic she is. She's so pathetic that she had to constantly be reassured that she could compete with you. And she can't. They actually are both pathetic, and I'm pretty sure your ex knows he downgraded. And what's the saying? When a mistress becomes the girlfriend/wife, she creates an opening? The bodies part got me the most. WTF. Same. She sent her nudes to him saying things like, "Mine is prettier, right?" It's really disgusting. Good for you. Perpetrator only makes themselves a victim when they wanted to. Please inform your parents of the event. Do not let her play victim more and throw you under the bus and back to the bus to hit you more times. Thanks. They already knew everything. Neither of them is on her side, and they respect that I want to cut off all contact with my sister. My parents are really strict, so I think they're going to cut contact with her too. But that's their decision. I don't want to get into that and cause problems. This story has been very therapeutic to hear, after all the awful cheating stories where the parents side with the cheater and everyone takes their side. Good on your parents for having the sense to see your sister as a POS. And good on you for standing up for yourself and standing your ground.